Hey guys, this week's Hut News is presented by the EA Game Changer program. I'm an EA Game Changer, and if you ever have any comments or feedback that you want to get to the EA devs, just let me know in the comments section below, and I'll be able to relay that to them. Also, as well, if you guys could bang the like on this video, it would help promote the little contest we have going on, and I'd really appreciate it. Alright guys, hope you guys enjoy the video. Well, I'm trying to make Hut News as short as possible, but instead, EA decided to dump a month's worth of content in 1 week. So let's get right to it, eh? Man, that hurdle goal. Whew, gave Fowler the smoke. So let's get right into it. Let's go over this week's Team of the Week to start things off. Couple of fire cards finally as the overalls start to get up there. 85 overall Forsberg, 84 Johansson, 84 Mitch Marner. That Marner has BU on it. It's going to be a pretty good card to use now that he's got over 90 speed. I also need to mention with the update recently, speed is much more important now. It seems like they've kind of reverted back to the slower gameplay of 18, which I'll get into later. But Elias Lindholm, again, as you get further on down, the Zadina card, if you like Zadina, he's a 75 overall, but again, his shot's terrible. On defense, we've got Zach Werenski and Jake Gardner. Nothing crazy about their sense. So, I mean, again, defense, you're probably not going to want any of these cards, or at least seek them out for your team currently. In goal, we've got John Gibson. Not a bad card. I've used John Gibson, and he's pretty good. Decent synergy, so that's not bad. So that is this week's Team of the Week. And for this week's 5 alumni, we have 90 overall Grant Fuhrer, who is the 90 overall this week. He's got BU, and look at that stash, man. I would love to pull this card. Again, it's a goalie, so I don't think he should go overpay or anything like that. He's a little bit smaller, too. He's under 6 foot, so I don't know how he's going to play, but that is a pretty dope 90 overall. Next up, we've got 87 overall Rod Brind'Amour from the Carolina Hurricanes. I loved Rod Brind'Amour. His speed's a little bit slower, but he is an 88 overall. His shot is nuts. His hand's also good. Doesn't have BU or anything like that, so kind of limits the value there. But pretty decent card again. I don't know if I would seek it out. Speed is becoming more and more important now, again, especially after this last update. After that, we've got from the Colorado Avalanche, Yui Krupp. Or Krupp, I don't know, honest to God. He's an 85 overall, though. Doesn't have BU, which is, again, like I said, or at least Speedster, any of the ones involving speed. He is much slower, like the normal alumni. His shot's fantastic, but speed just isn't enough to kind of keep him relevant unless you get him for cheap. Next, we've got Hockey Central noon legend Nick Kypreos. I would love this card just because I love Kipper. Again, this is more of the defensive card each week. Around the 83s and 82s are more defensive oriented. I love Nick Kypreos, to be honest with you, though. This guy's awesome. And lastly, from the Pittsburgh Penguins, we've got Tyler Kennedy, former Shark. This is just a hard avoid if you pack it. Maybe if your team is struggling for the fourth line and whatnot, but yeah, no reason to seek this out. Just far too slow. So next up, we have the monthly collectible for October. This set works exactly like Ray Ferrari, where you sign in, you collect your daily rewards, get a collectible, as well as doing the daily objectives. You'll get an additional one for a total of 4 in a day if you can do it every 8 hours, but 3 is much more obtainable. You'll get this 90 overall Joe Nieuwendyk, who looks sick. Amazing speed. He's going to be insanely useful for you guys and going to be on your team for quite some time, regardless of how late we get into the year. This is a fantastic card. And again, another center. You kind of wanted to see a winger because Ferraro was a great center as well. But yeah, this is a fantastic card to grind for, and all it requires you is to, before you go to work and when you come home from work, just log in and get those collectibles. So like I said, it works a lot like the Ray Ferraro one did. Basically, you have to log in and you have to cash in these monthly collectibles. Now, you can get 4 in a day, basically every 8 hours in your free daily rewards pack. You'll get an October collectible that you can put in. So every 8 hours, that means you can get 3 in a 24-hour span, plus doing the daily objectives will get you an additional one, meaning that you can get 4 in a day. If you start tomorrow and do 3 a day, which is like log in for work, do your daily, get your opener pack, then do the daily collectibles, the daily objectives, and then when you get home from work or something, do another pack, and you'll get 3 in a day. If you do 3 in a day, you'll get to 78. You need 80 if you start tomorrow, so there would be a couple times where you need, kind of set your alarm and live for it a little bit, but if you've already started, 3 a day is super obtainable, and it'll get you a fantastic card. Also, want to mention you have to do them in succession, so the left to the right first, so the 10-1 first, then the 15, and as you go, you'll actually get packs, unlike the Ray Ferraro one where it was just simply 4 Ray Ferraro. So that's another added bonus for this month's legendary collectible. Now on to the big news. Evos are back, but they are much different than last year. Last year they released 1 million of them all throughout the season, pretty much crushing the market. This is a very, very limited time frame window that you can actually get them. And I'm going to go over the different sets and whatnot you can do. Basically, you have to get evolution collectibles, which can be done either by packing them in the new packs or by doing the Evo objectives in the challenges, offline hut challenges, which is basically like win the game. So it's a little bit of a grind, but you can get a bunch like that, and then you get to cash them in and choose one of whatever set you do. And I'm going to go over what ones I chose or what ones I'm going to be choosing. So as it's very difficult basically to get as all of the evolution the Evo cards. Basically, if you want to do one from each, I can go over the ones that I think that you should choose just based on milestones, because you can't predict Primetime players. I know Matthew's just got one, spoiler alert. I'm going to go over that one as well. But let's just go over quickly the tiers and one from each one that I think that you might want to choose. Taylor Hall is 9 goals away from 200. So basically, if you choose the Taylor Hall in the top tier evolution set, you know that he's going to at least get a guaranteed milestone. And 9 goals isn't a lot for him, so you'll get an 87 overall quite quickly. The second tier, okay, there is basically out of these ones, it's Gostisbehere, William Karlsson, Barzal, Eichel, Rantanen, and Hellebuck. None of them are really close to any big milestones. The one I would choose is probably Eichel. I think that he might have a good year. Same with Rantanen. Hellebuck is 8 shutouts away from 20, but 8 shutouts is quite a bit. So in this pack, I'd avoid Gostisbehere and William Karlsson. I'm kind of a Vegas skeptic, so I would go with Barzal, Eichel, or Rantanen in this one. In Tier 3, we've got Nugent Hopkins, Sergachev, Hischier, McAvoy, Kovalchuk, and Larkin. Kovalchuk is 1 assist away from 400, so again, that's a guaranteed milestone. Now, again, he's a lower end. He's an 81, so he'll be an 83. He would need a couple more upgrades to be of value. In this one, I would probably take Hischier or McAvoy, maybe Larkin. I would avoid Nugent Hopkins and Sergachev. I just don't think that they are, they're good players, but I don't think that they're going to have big nights of potential for any upgrades or anything like that. In Tier 4, this one's pretty easy. Rasmus Dahlin, Nurse, Nolan Patrick, Shabbat, Kyle Connor, and Kashit. I would go with Rasmus Dahlin just because, if he has an unbelievable season like he's supposed to, that would be a sick card to have that constantly gets upgraded. Other than that, out of this group, I would probably take Kyle Connor. But yeah, Dahlin's the one you want. It's only going to cost you 4 Evo collectibles, which is kind of obtainable. So, and then lastly, you've got the only 2 Evo collectibles section, and it is Casey Mittelstadt, Jared McCann, Fabry, Roslovic, Milano, and Samuel Girard. The guys that I would probably take in this one, Mittelstadt again, he has the potential for a breakout season, as well as Fabry, maybe Samuel Girard. But if you're going to do this one, I would just take Casey Mittelstadt because there's a very good chance that he gets Rookie of the Year kind of thing. So he'd be the one I choose out of this set. But I'd probably save your Evo collectibles and try for the other tiers because this one's just real difficult. And plus, he needs a big upgrade because they start obviously much lower rated. So there's a list of about 30 Evos currently released. None of the big names and stars aren't on it, so there's no Connor McDavid or Sidney Crosby. It isn't confirmed if there's going to be another section of Evos released. Everyone expects it, but honestly, they're doing Evos much differently. You only have about 2 weeks to obtain these cards, guys, and its potential to make a ton of money. So if you're going to grind any portion of the game to get any certain amount of cards, these are the ones you want because they'd be a fantastic investment throughout the season. Now, there's only a few that you can get in packs, the main one being John Tavares. You can't get them from any of these tier pick'em sets. You can only get them in packs, and that's going for about $500K on the market. Same with Taylor Hall. So again, you want to watch out for those. But as far as the ones that look to be getting an upgrade quite quickly, again, Taylor Hall's 9 goals from 200, Kovalchuk's 1 assist from 400, John Tavares is 28 from 300, so he's probably going to get one as well as a Primetime more than likely, and Team of the Week. And then PK Subban is a ton away. He's 11 goals from 100, 12 assists from 300, and 23 points from 400. If there's one that you're going to go after, it might be PK Subban, because he's going to get a bunch of milestone upgrades, and as long as that doesn't all happen in 1 month, which there's a good possibility it won't, then he's going to get a +6. So that's a pretty good card to invest in, guys. And I just want to mention, if you guys have Twitter, hit up Hut Predictions. iHauler, he's a game changer as well, and he does fantastic work releasing all the information about who's closest to a milestone, as well as the Primetime guys and his predictions on that as well. He's a fantastic follow if you are an avid Hut player, and he'll give you a lot of info on Evos and other cards that have potential for an upgrade very shortly. So, like I mentioned earlier, also Austin Matthews got his first prime time for his big opening night, 2 goals there. So he did jump up to an 86. This is a great card, especially if you're a Leaf fan. Yeah, his speed is now around overall 90, which is great. And yeah, so this is what the new upgrades for Team of the Week and Milestone and all that kind of stuff are going to go for. It's +2 everywhere. There's his base card, so it's just +2 to every stat. So that's a fantastic card if you're able to get that. It's only there for a very limited time, though. So these collectibles and whatnot, or these cards, are very rare. So something you want to watch out for if you're able to snag one quick. Some of the other cards that did get Primetime, Chris Letang. I was actually at the Pittsburgh Penguins home opener. He had a crazy game, scored the overtime winner. It was a fantastic game to be at, even though I'm not a Penguins fan. Go Sharks. I did attend the game, and he had a great one, and he bumped up to an 85. Nicholas Backstrom got a new milestone card. Fantastic artwork, by the way, so he jumps up to an 85. Again, I'm loving this new artwork. Any of these cards are now able to be put in your lineup, especially he has over 90 speed, so this is a fantastic card. And then lastly, another milestone was Jakub Voracek. He jumps up to an 85 as well, and I'm excited to see how these cards and whatnot are introduced to the game. I think that the fact that they're very limited in time that they are available makes it pretty cool. And if you can get one of them, obviously it's a cool card to have in your lineup. And then lastly, just the Hut champs. We got the Henrik Zetterberg Hut champs going on right now. So that's obviously a fan. And then we've got the Evo, basically, which is pretty cool. So you can get a chance at a top tier Evo player. It's a top 100 that finished the regular season in this event that can get you a guaranteed top tier evolution player. So that's either McKinnon, Hall, Subban, Panarin, Pasternak, Kuznetsov, and you only have to finish top 100. So it's not as crazy as getting top 10. And then finally, the Gatorade sets. I haven't really discussed that yet. They're not really all that valuable to do, but getting the top 100 for this Hut champs for the 89 Sidney Crosby, that's definitely worth it. But the other Gatorade cards, other than the Vinny Trocheck, not really worth it. But let's quickly just show you guys the Gatorade sets. So basically, you cash in a collectible or a few and the lone player. If you do the offline Gatorade Hut challenges, you every tier of them, you'll eventually get a card. So like I got Yanni Gourde and Chris Johnson. And then basically you cash in depending on how good they are. So this one, the Vinny Trocheck, requires a lot of Gatorade collectibles, but they're not a ton worth it. This one has the S synergy, so at least he's fast, and again, speed's important. But a lot of these cards aren't really worth it to go after. I mean, if you're an offline or free-to-play player, obviously free cards, free stuff is good stuff, but it's not something you want to grind a ton. Now, it is advantageous to do the Gatorade challenges because they are really easy. You get to, and that'll work towards all of the other milestones like Theo Fleury, the challenge stars, as well as Andy Moog, and then obviously Gardner and all that kind of stuff. So it is advantageous to do it while it is here for the month. So just something to keep your eyes out for. So guys, that was Hut News for Week 4. Hope you guys are enjoying the content. Again, let me know anything that you want me to relay to EA as far as feedback about the game, and I will definitely do so. Thank you for all the subscriptions and likes and everything like that. Keep it up. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you guys next week.